Okay. So the fat lady who broke my chair, right? So this was her first time in the salon. So she came, and when she came, I was going on vacation the very next day. So I'm like running around, rushing, rushing, rushing. So, and then messing with them around the corner like I'm doing today with the printing, messing with them. So all that stuff was going on. So when she come, I'm like, I'm still working on somebody, but I said, I don't want you to be waiting. I said, can Danny start your hair? And then once I get through with her, then I'll do your hair. Oh, she said yeah, even though she was kind of reluctant about it, but she said yeah. So anyway, so she over there, and Danny's doing her hair, and then Danny texts me like, please hurry up with your client, because I don't want to do Myrna's hair. Now, Myrna, that's not the lady's name, but we call people who's like a problem, we call them Myrna. So, so Danny says, because Myrna's tripping and I don't want to work on her hair. So I said, okay. So what I ended up doing, I ended up switching with Danny so she could finish my client that I'm working on, and I could do Myrna's hair. So I'm doing Myrna's hair, and she's a big lady or whatever, so she's in the chair, and she's not adjusted in the chair, but she don't tell me, right? So I got the chair up, I'm doing her hair, and next thing I know, she stands up. And I got the chair up, but when she stands up, she's standing on the foot rail.
Oh.
So next thing I know, the whole chair just breaks down to the side. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, so I'm looking, I'm like, what happened? And she was like, oh, I was trying to adjust myself in the chair. And I'm like, who do shit like that? Your big ass ain't never been to the damn hair salon, and then you gonna stand on a foot rail? So anyway, it's broke. It's broke. So I changed the seat to this seat because it's a wider seat, and maybe she could be more comfortable in that seat. So anyway, so I do her hair, and then she leaves. It's later, probably like about 9 o'clock. So the chair that she was sitting in, it was Danny's chair. So I didn't want. So when the lady walked out, I showed Danny her on the foot rail, and she was like, I was like, Danny, your chair broke. But before her big ass left, I made sure that she paid for the damn chair. And she on saying, well, there go your tip. I don't give a damn, because that tip is gonna be spent on getting this chair repaired. And girl, pay me $25. And luckily, when I called the place, because I was gonna go get it welded back, but they said that it couldn't be welded back. So I had to take it all the way back to the manufacturer in Santa Fe Spring.
Right.
So I take it there, and they like, oh, this chair, you bought your chairs in 2009, and they really look good, because normally people bring them in, they be tore up, but we don't sell this model no more. So you might have to end up buying a whole new chair, or you can wait and see if we have some extra chairs in the warehouse that we can take the part from and replace it. So they said, well, give them like a couple of days or whatever. So anyway, so I end up doing that. But the whole thing about it, right? So that happened the day before I was leaving to go on vacation. So when the lady walked out, I showed Danny the chair, right? So then Danny like, dang, why my chair broke or whatever, right? So we started laughing, and the curtains was open, so we was laughing and everything. So next thing I know, we see her big ass pull off like about 20 minutes later. So I'm like, was that her just pulling off? And so they was like, I think that was her. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm actually up. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I received this text from Fat Ass. Said, she's sorry about the chair, but that she seen us laughing or whatever. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. So I text her back, yeah, we was laughing about the chair, but anybody could break the chair if you stand up on the footrest. Even a child can. You don't stand up on a footrest.
Right.
And you, down there 300 pounds, are gonna stand up on a footrest? Who do shit like that? That's the person who never been to no hair salon. And then she trying to say, when I was at this one, they probably don't even want to do your fat ass hair. So anyway, when I come back off my vacation, I got this anonymous letter saying all this stuff about she was at home and she was looking at Tabitha's, the reality show Tabitha's, the salon takeover.
Tabitha Fixer, yeah, Tabitha takes over.
Yeah. So she was looking at that, and she was thinking about my shop and how I have a nice shop, but it was dirty. And I'm looking at like, dirty. It was dirty, and that I misspelled the word on my plaque, and that one of the employees, they can sing good, but they sing in your ear, and then you had an employee that would sleep up under the dryer. She got all these complaints, and then now she way up here, and then I heard one of your employees come out the bathroom and they didn't wash their hands. How your big ass know that they doing that when I'm not listening? But anyway, the people who work here, they ain't trifling like that. My salon is never dirty. You know, I might got a few little prickly hairs, but after each client, I make sure I clean up. So anyway, after me reading this letter a couple of times, then she mentioned that on one of her late appointments, she was sitting in her car, and one of your employees pulled out a beer. I think it was a Corona. So I'm like, beer? So I'm like, Daddy don't even drink beer. But then I knew the other girl was here, Nikki. And I said, oh, Nikki did pull out a beer. So now I'm putting everything together. So this anonymous letter tells me that it's fat ass. Okay. So now you busted, fat ass, and you think that I didn't know that was you? So after reading it 3 times, I'm like, I'm astounded by this because I ain't never had no complaint like that. But okay, I'm gonna take heed to what you're saying. But then, after I had to go and run this chair all the way to Santa Fe Springs in this hot ass weather, by the time I got back here, I'm pissed off. I called her fat ass up, and I say, you know what? I'm calling you because that chair, I might got to replace the whole chair. Right now, they ain't looking for a piece, so I just want to inform you that you're going to have either some more money to come out your pocket with, or they're going to be able to fix this chair. But right now, then so I broke it down like, I got your letter, and her fat ass, what letter? The letter that you wrote talking about my salon. I'm gonna cancel your appointment because I don't think my salon is the place for you. Well, I don't know what letter you're talking about. Regardless, you're the only person. Everything that you wrote in that letter coincide with everything that happened when you was here. Danny would sleep up under the dryer. Danny was the one that was singing in your ear. Nikki did pull out that Corona. But it was after the shop was closed. This sign right here, which I've been had this sign right here on my wall ever since I've been in business. I don't know or have an ideal, but God does. Okay, my whole thing was I don't know, I have an idea, but God does. Okay, anyway. Ain't nobody figured that out. Not even me, that it was misspelled. But your big ass. You worrying about everybody else's stuff, but you ain't worrying about your big ass weight. You ain't worrying about you breaking a chair, but you at home crunching on chips, eating cookies, and watching Tabitha Takeover. I don't even watch reality shows. but you might be watching my reality show. But anyway, I don't even watch reality shows, but you at home munching, eating and shit, up 3 o'clock in the morning, texting me about, girl. So anyway, she swole up and down. It wasn't her. I like for you to do my hair because the person in the letter said, I really like the work you do, so I do want to come back to your shop. But if all of this stuff was annoying you, why would you want to come back? Why would you want to? So anyway, so once I read the letter over and over again, I had to call her fat ass up and say, you're not welcome in my shop no more. Because at the end of the letter, and you know, even though you wrote the letter, I probably wouldn't have tripped on it that much. But when you saying that you're going to call the inspector to come and inspect my shop, your big ass don't need to be here no more. And that's it. So after I told her that and hung up the phone, the next day her fat ass got up the courage to text me 13 text messages. Really? So when she's texting, I had Danny text her back and say, you know, I'm with a client, but I will gladly call you when I'm done with the client. So she kept texting, so I called her on the phone. Her fat ass don't want to answer the phone. Then she, anyway, your fat ass broke the chair, and the story's over. You are not welcome in my salon anymore.
That's funny.
And we're just gonna leave it as that.
I'm gonna edit this.